on UMTV News, voters in 16 states hit the polls on Super Tuesday. We'll give you a preview on what to expect as Americans cast their ballots for the presidential primaries.
Plus, it's not us, it's you. Miami Beach is breaking up with spring breakers this year. Find out how the city tries to put an end to the Miami madness of recent years.
And later on, we'll introduce you to the Miami Heat's most fashionable fan.
All these stories and more ahead on UMTV News. It starts right now.
Go, guys.
Hello and welcome to UMTV News. I'm Maddie Basalik.
And I'm Andrew Klein. Thank you for joining us. Breaking news here on campus, one University of Miami student has died after a scooter accident in Coral Gables. The student was senior Daniel Bishop, an active member of many clubs and organizations on campus, including the President's 100. Bishop grew up in Coral Springs, Florida, attending Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School before his time at UM. The university plans to hold the celebration of Bishop's life with details to be announced soon. Tonight, students will honor Daniel at a candlelight vigil at the Rock Courtyard in the center of campus.
It's Super Tuesday, the biggest day of the primary season for the 2024 election. More than a dozen states and one territory are voting as we speak.
On the eve of Super Tuesday, the Supreme Court ruled that former President Donald Trump should remain on the ballot in Colorado. The decision follows months of debate over whether the Republican frontrunner violated the insurrectionist clause included in the 14th Amendment.
It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs.
The court was unanimous on the idea that Trump could not be unilaterally removed from a state's ballot, a massive win for the former president. The decision comes as his last major primary opponent, Nikki Haley, who vowed to stay in the race at least through Super Tuesday, faces a make-or-break moment.
We do have a country to save. So this is where you get to work. We need to make sure we go out in force on Tuesday.
Although Haley secured her first primary win this week in Washington, D.C., some GOP strategists say Tuesday's race could be the final contest in her 2024 run.
There's just no path forward for Nikki Haley. She's a former governor. She had foreign policy chops. She had all of the resume and the presentation that should have done well, but she didn't.
More than one-third of the total delegates in both the Democratic and Republican presidential primaries are up for grabs on Tuesday.
Trump is currently leading the Republican primary with over 200 more delegates than his opponent, Nikki Haley. President Biden is leading the Democratic primary, and polls will close around 8 p.m. tonight.
On Saturday, the U.S. military airdropped 66 bundles holding 38,000 meals into Gaza. This decision came after months of conflict that has forced thousands of Palestinians out of their homes. The 3 planes delivering the food were part of the emergency humanitarian operation, which was authorized by President Biden. This drop was only the first stage of the humanitarian assistance, as the United States is looking at options for a marine corridor to continue bringing aid to Gaza. Defense Secretary Anthony Blinken met with the Israeli War Cabinet Minister earlier today and made the humanitarian crisis in Gaza very clear. Hopes of a ceasefire are high, as Hamas would like to begin a 40-day ceasefire before the beginning of Ramadan in 5 days.
The federal government is suspending its free at-home COVID-19 test program on Friday after reopening it back in September. During the peak of the pandemic, U.S. officials introduced the Rapid Test Distribution Program, allowing households to order 4 COVID-19 tests, but suspended it in May. However, they brought back the program in September of last year when cases ramped up, but are now suspending it again. All orders placed before or on Friday, March 8th will be delivered. Officials say some of the dates on the tests will be expired, but they should work through the end of the year.
Back here on campus, one enterprise is inspiring UM students to make the world a greener place. Our reporter Isabella Morales is live outside to tell us more. Isa?
The University of Miami is currently ranked 36 among the top 50 colleges in the U.S. that are green colleges by the Princeton Review. I checked out one project on campus that is helping keep UM green. Nestled in the Gifford Arboretum, the Sustainability Garden on campus at the University of Miami promotes friendship and knowledge to keep UM and the earth green. While you can grow and eat your own food from this garden like bananas and pineapples, the initiative to combat climate change is a major reason the Sustainability Garden exists.
The reason why we started it is really because it's an example of what we can do to combat climate change. It's already proven by a lot of scientists. The urban agriculture is one of the solutions.
Plants serve as air purifiers by absorbing carbon dioxide and many air pollutants, while releasing clean oxygen that helps fight climate change. Every Thursday, volunteers gather to de-stress in the garden, promote sustainability, and keep their thumbs green.
The garden is good for your health. It's good for your mental health, well-being. A lot of people really find themselves in the garden.
Here at the Sustainability Garden on campus, volunteers can come grow and harvest all types of things, like plants from different countries to foods that you can eat. Students like Hannah were here gardening things like turmeric.
I basically wanted to do more in the environment, so I looked up the opportunities that were on campus, and I found this as an opportunity, so I signed up for it.
Any individual on campus in Coral Gables or even in the South Florida community is welcome to join every Thursday for the hour of gardening to help weed, mulch, add soil, and learn how to keep this garden and the earth thriving. In 2020, UM cut its carbon emission reduction by 20% since the start of its 2007 sustainability project. Looking forward, UM is hoping to cut more of its carbon emissions by 2035 with a new carbon neutrality target. Isabella Morales, UMTV.
Thank you, Issa. Miami is usually one of the most popular spring break destinations for college students across the country. But after close to 600 arrests and 2 shootings last March, Miami made it clear that it wants to end its relationship with spring breakers with a new ad.
I want to get drunk in public and ignore laws.
Do you even remember what happened last March? That was our breaking point, so we're breaking up with you.
To put their money where their mouth is, Miami officials will be raising parking fees, restricting beach access, and having curfews for the month of March.
Coming up on UMTV News, we will tell you how one basketball tournament made a positive impact on young people in Miami. Stay with us.
There's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
The University of Florida is getting rid of some of its diversity programs. The Office of the Chief Diversity Officer had to close in compliance with the Florida Board of Governors' new regulations. In January, the Board of Governors voted to prohibit diversity, equality, and inclusion programs. In May of 2023, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis decided to defund DEI programs at state universities and colleges. At the time, he called them, quote, distraction from the core mission. In total, 13 full-time positions were eliminated from the University of Florida, and 15 people had their administration appointments ended.
The University of Maryland College Park has suspended sororities and fraternities after receiving multiple reports of unsafe activities. It is not clear what specific activity led up to the suspension. However, in a letter written to Greek organizations on March 1st, the university references allegations of misconduct. The letter states that new member program activities are suspended indefinitely.
Social activities are about to hit an all-time low. I mean, for God's sakes, mental health is already horrible at this school. And now they want to shut down like a major foundation of like what a lot of the people do.
The letter also states that further allegations of misconduct may result in a cease and desist of activities. The suspension of Greek life is also forbidding members from interacting with new and prospective members.
If you've walked around campus last week, you probably saw the big red bus or some Greek life members promoting various charitable organizations. Greek Week is an event where anyone in Greek life at UM can donate to their organization's philanthropy or the group-wide charity chosen by the Greek Week Executive Board. Greek Week features a number of events throughout the week, including a blood drive, where people who donate will receive a $20 gift card.
I think it's really cool to learn more about what this organization can do, because I think Greek Week and Greek organizations can have a bad reputation of just, oh, you're paying for friends, but then getting this position, you find out all the great things that we get to do as a chapter and all the great things that we get to do as college students.
Greek Week started on February 24th with a field day on the Foot Green. This year, the group-wide philanthropy benefits Habitat for Humanity. The festivities wrapped up this past Sunday with oat cheer performances from each of the fraternities and sororities.
The housing crisis in the United States is leaving a growing number of people out in the street without a place to live, including children. But on Saturday, the University of Miami held an event to help fix that. Our reporter Michael Muella is live on campus with more. Mike, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Maddie. Well, it's no secret that the housing crisis in Miami is only getting worse, leaving over 3,600 people homeless in Miami-Dade, according to a 2023 Florida Health Charts report. And now the biggest problem about that is that it's now leaving children in Miami without a home. But the University of Miami student organization Beyond the Horizons is working to fix the problem. While the University of Miami Wellness Center is known for their intramural basketball competition, another one was held on March 2nd, called Beyond the Baskets. The event was a 3-on-3 charity basketball tournament put together by the Beyond the Horizon student organization, where each student participant donated $3 to play, and 100% of the donations went to the Miami Bridge Center program, a shelter for runaway and homeless youth in Miami.
Sports is a great way to bring the community together, and our org Beyond the Horizons is a mentorship group with multicultural students. So we wanted to bring the school together with community-based activity like basketball. A lot of times homelessness isn't talked about in college. A lot of people experience homelessness, and we wanted to talk about that in a new light and raise awareness for that as well.
For student Sean McHale, even though his team didn't win, playing in the tournament was worth it.
I think it shows that the university, feels responsible for the community. They want to be a great influence. I think that's very important, especially for a private institution to do something like that. But it all comes back to the student body and them volunteering their time, and I think that's very important.
Over 50 students participated in the tournament, and those who attended also donated $1 per person, and the event raised over hundreds of dollars for the Miami Bridge Center program. And while everyone got to show off their skills, they did it to support their community. Each game consisted of 2 6-minute halves and ran from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. For the winning team, each player was awarded their own basketball, and Michael looks forward to the next tournament.
This is way better than expected. We're really glad everyone came out and had a great time. So the future definitely will hold this event happening either next fall or next spring. Definitely will be a staple of Beyond the Horizons. I think the name Beyond the Baskets speaks for itself. It's pretty catchy and stuff like that. So definitely will be happening in the future.
Now, snacks and drinks were also provided at the tournament. For those interested in learning more about the Bridge program and its shelters, visit miamibridge.org. Reporting live, I'm Michael Muella, UMTV.
Thank you, Michael. Now to France, where lawmakers have approved a historic vote on abortion rights. Abortion access is now enshrined in the country's constitution. Celebrations were seen at the Trocadero in the heart of Paris, where people watched the vote on giant screens. It was the culmination of an effort that began in direct response to the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. French President Macron called the vote a French pride and universal message.
Time for the last break of the show, but when we return, the city of brotherly love loses a brother. We will tell you who when UMTV News returns. Stay with us.
I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
March is Women's History Month, when people around the world celebrate women's contributions, and many women are making an impact with their work, art, and voices. Belen Duran joins us in the studio with one story of a woman in Miami who's making a difference. Belen?
Thanks, Andrew. In celebration of this special month, I met a woman who is a fashion designer, musician, and an inspiration. Musician, she gained popularity by appearing at Miami Heat games dressed in gowns that she designed from sports jerseys.
I would say into fashion I got it through the music, and to the music I got because my mom always told me that I can be or I can do anything I want in my life, and music always spoke to me first. And I remember being a little girl, I would make gowns out of my mom's scarves and then would perform in front of the mirror some songs that I heard on the radio.
Ramila has season tickets for the Miami Heat games and doesn't miss a game. She came with the idea of creating special gowns to wear to the games after she says she could not find what she was looking for in the store. So she bought 15 jerseys and created exactly what she wanted.
Wore it for the playoffs and it got viral. And the whole point is, for me, I want for all the fans from every state, support their team in my gear, you know.
Ramila Loli is not only the courtside lady for the Miami Heat, but also for the Kings, and she's working on a design for the University of Miami. This design that she created for the Kings can be worn in different ways and will be available at the University of Miami bookstore on Wednesday, March 6th. But besides being a successful artist, Ramila is also someone who loves giving back and being involved with the community.
She always wants to give back. So she's on several boards, but she doesn't just write a check and just be like, okay, put my name in a program. No, she's there every step of the way, make sure she gets to meet the people that she's trying to represent and support. So it's just amazing.
My goal in life is to leave a positive legacy and inspire other people, other children, to just be the best version of themselves. If I can inspire even one person in my life is already made, because we're all here for such a short time on earth. Or never listen what people tell you what you can't do. You know, always dream big, work hard, and you will achieve.
Ramila Loli says she plans on expanding her designs for women to feel great when attending to sports games, and of course, keep supporting the community. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Belen Duran.
Thank you, Belen. The Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce has announced his retirement after 13 years in the NFL. Kelce has been with the Eagles since he was drafted in 2011, and he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles in 2017. Kelce's wife Kylie, parents Ed and Donna Kelce, and brother, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, came to support him.
There is no chance I'd be here without the bond Travis and I share. It's only too poetic I found my career being fulfilled in the city of brotherly love. I knew that relationship all too well.
Kelce was named to the Pro Bowl 7 times and was an All-Pro 6 times, achieving both in his final season. He will be eligible for the NFL Hall of Fame in 2029. You know, Andrew, I was so sad to hear that Jason Kelce was retiring. I'm not a big sports fan, but the Kelces hold a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, both of them have played an incredible role in the NFL, and Jason's definitely going to be missed as a player. Maybe not by my fan base, the Cowboys fans, but he was a beloved player and a fantastic center.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on UMTV News.
Now, next week is spring break, so we'll be on break, but UMTV News will return in 2 weeks. Have a great break, and good night.